Oh, they have gluten-free there.
It's,
They have cake gluten-free.
no
Yeah. So, yeah. I I'm not really diagnosed with anything, but I can tell when I go for my blood test. They say I have like triglycerides really high, and then when I read it, it's more about white rice. So I have to go for brown rice and that kind of carb, the extra bread, no more bread. As I love bread, but now I have to cut bread.
we're live now.
But gluten-free bread is not good, so it doesn't taste good. So like, no, it's okay.
Yep. So we're live. I think we need.
No, it's fine.
It's fine. Okay. Good. Okay. Well, I think we are live now. So, good morning. Good morning. Thank you for coming here today. We have new people today, so maybe we'll go around and introduce ourselves, and we will start the session after that. So I like to say good morning to everyone watching on YouTube as well. So I'm Dr. Trin. So I'm a rheumatologist. So today I'm going to lead the session, but we do have 2-3 other people who lead the lessons as well. So Heidi is new, but I met Heidi because she came to become my patient. So I think today is the first session, right?
Yes.
And have you practiced meditation before?
I mostly, not really like probably this type. Oh,
yeah.
But yeah, I have mostly like prayed the rosary. You know, I grew up Catholic, so that's kind of really majority of what I've been exposed to. I have downloaded like some apps, like meditation apps, and done a little bit of those types of things, but probably nothing quite like this. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here, what we do is we teach and we practice together mindfulness meditation. It's not a religious practice, really. It's been studied for a long time, more than half a century at Harvard Medical School and Stanford Medical School. So it is now a tool to help people get over their illnesses. Some of my patients think that it's a religious practice and they don't want to practice it, even though I told them that there are many health benefits. So I just want to be clear that we are not doing a religious practice here. Yeah. So, and then Steve is my brother-in-law. So this is also his first time. But have you been practicing, Steve?
I practice intermittently.
Yeah. I'll pass. Yeah. It's okay. We can share. I find the sharing of thoughts and discussion of the topic is very helpful. Yeah. So
I practice intermittently. Was introduced through my Tai Chi practice.
yeah.
But I find that breathing exercises help with AFib. And so when I deal with an AFib issue, I go into breathing practice, and I always go back into sinus rhythm without being shocked or medicated or what have you. So
yes.
very beneficial.
Yes. Have you thought of practicing it as prevention?
In speaking with you, that was introduced, and that's why I'm here.
Okay, yeah.
So.
Yeah. So it's similar to anxiety, right? So people wait until they have anxiety attack, then they get into that session. Hi, Louise. Yeah, yeah. So they get into the session to get themselves out of anxiety, but actually, if you practice this on the daily basis, as if it's your therapy, your medication, you can actually, I think, prevent the occurrence of the episodes. Yeah. Yep. Luz, we have space over there. Yeah, thank you. So, yeah, welcome, Steve. And then just for everyone to know each other, you can pass the microphone along, and then people will introduce themselves too. So Steve and Heidi will know who are here today. I think Luz, this is your second time, so you know some of us already. Yeah.
My name is Kelly, and I just moved here 4 months ago, last December, to the Carmel, Indiana. And, I really like it here. As, I lived in Portland, Oregon, and, there was a lot of, rainy days. But here, a lot more sunnier than, Portland. So anyway, I want to everybody to know English is my second language. And so, you know, yeah. And I've been practicing, meditation for a long time, and spirituality is most interesting thing in my life. I meditate every day. I do the breathing exercise and the walking meditation, and I get a lot of benefit. And I think because of where I am is because of my practice. Actually, I've been through a tough time because my husband passed away like 2 years ago, and so if without my practice, I cannot handle my situation. Because of my practice, I'm here right now, and still very difficult, but I have my practice, and I'm really grateful for all the years of effort I put in, and I'm getting a fruit right now. Thank you.
Thank you.
I am Judy, friend of Dr. Trin for 14 years. So I live only 5-7 minutes from here, so I have no reason that not to be here to learn all the new good thing and changing really daily lifestyle and then thinking mindset and everything. So I love it. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Luz. I joined this. This is my second time, and I'm so grateful that Dr. Tran invited me here. I enjoyed the first time, and it helps me to be focused and to learn to know myself more. And so, yeah, I live here in Indianapolis. I like it. I like it in here. Thank you for having me here.
So we have Emily. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Emily. I am a patient of Dr. Tran, which I love. Love her as my doctor and as a human being. And very grateful that she has opened this center and so gracious with her time and her generosity. I did do meditation, started out with Dr. Tran at a training, and then life circumstances happened where I didn't do it for about a year and a half. My husband had cancer, and then after he passed away, this was a way for me to get back into meditation for healing, and also helping with my autoimmune disease, as it's been very, very just healing, as well as just mentally and emotionally healing. So, and then I met awesome people here, made new friends, and sorry we were late, but we had got into Carmel traffic. Carmel is having their marathon, so and unbeknownst to us that we did not know that roads were going to be closed. We had a lot of traffic issues. So, but thank you for your patience.
No traffic.
Hi, I'm Kristen, and I was introduced to this through my friend Emily. So I really appreciate her showing me this. I think we've been friends now for a while, so I think she thought I would benefit from this, and she was right. So it's just really helped me just keep focused and grounded.
Thank you. Well, for Heidi and Steve, so for you can hold it. I put my, yeah. So every session we spend about 20 minutes or so at first discussing a topic that we feel may be helpful for us to change our mindset, and then we go into a practice session, and then at the end we have sharing experience session so that we can learn from each other. So the topic today, I chose the title, The Power of Thoughts. The power of thought. And I get ideas from my patient, really. What happened during the week, I come up with the topic. And, I have observed that not many of my patients are able to do this mindfulness practice. Or even when I say, just focus on your breathing. So, everybody have their own reason why, why they cannot do this for half an hour, why they cannot focus. Some would say, my life is so hectic, I don't have time for it. And some would say, I fall asleep as soon as I do it for a few minutes. And some would say, my mind is racing over all the time, I can't focus, I can't do this. So how can we get into a practice? So then I thought, the thoughts lead to action, right? Action leads to result. There is no action that happens without the initial thoughts. And then your thoughts lead to perception, and perception lead to reality. So our thinking, our thoughts are very powerful. And for those people who have difficulties get into the practice, I think the roadblock is their thoughts. Would you agree? Yeah. So why do you think the thoughts are so important? We hear the phrase, we are what we eat. But do we hear the phrase, we are what we think? Do you think that we are what we think? No. Yeah. Kelly said no. And I
Thought just comes and goes.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
think
we can pass the microphone. So yeah. So Kelly can share why she doesn't think that we are what we think.
well, a thought we have no control over. It comes and it goes by itself.
Uh-huh.
But we think, whenever a thought comes in, we believe our thought that is real, and that's really something is happening. But actually, it's not. Actually, once we understand what is really thought is nothing, but just it shows up in the moment after moment. And once we see that, and then you ask yourself, and what is really thought? That is the most important question. Once we understand what it really thought is all about, and then we can, we can really, control, not the control, but what is real in our life. So thought is not real.
Yeah.
It just appears to be real, and then coming from our conditioning, and because of this, since we are born, we got trained by our environment, our families, and education, and we build up this habit of this and that and that and that, and we get into all kind of problem because of our thoughts. Actually, if we can see thought is only our tool, like in the toolbox, we can use them.
Yeah.
Thought is not really, thought can help us so much in our life. It can be a great tool. But if we slave by our our thoughts, and we because of that we suffer in our life. Yeah, that's what I think. Thank you.
So what are thoughts then? Are thoughts our mind? What are thoughts? Are they part of our mind? And you mentioned a point about thoughts. We have random thoughts; they come and go. Okay, and we all agree with that, right? Our thoughts come and go. But you also mentioned that we cannot have control over thoughts, and I would say that yes, we do. We don't have control of the random thought coming in, but we do have control in changing it, right?
If you have awareness, you can change it.
Yes.
But if you don't,
yes.
you have
So,
no control over it. It
right.
just comes and goes by itself.
Yeah. So thoughts come and go. That is natural. Every human body has that. But in order to recognize our thoughts and change the pattern of our thoughts, not everybody has it. Or maybe everybody has it, but at varying degree, varying ability. So, or at different times. Sometimes they have it, sometimes they don't have it. So how can we, change our pattern of behavior or our habit? Before we had mentioned that thoughts lead to action, and action forms habit, right? So to change our habit, we have to go back to our thoughts. But if we are not aware of our thoughts, how can we change our thought pattern so that it can lead to change in habit? So we have to understand that we have to go to the root. It's just like me trying to go to the root cause of my patient's illness. Because if you are going to try to address the middle point, like how do we change our habit or change our thought pattern or action? And we are trying to change it without trying our mindset. It's difficult though, So you have to change our thought pattern. So it's not easy, right? If it's easy, a lot of us will be able to do it. It's not easy. I mean, I know that my patients they try, but they don't have the tool, or they don't have direction, or they don't have time. Some of them say, I don't have time. But that thought right there, I don't have time, need to change. That's the thought. That's the thought, I don't have time. But if they want to see results, mindfulness meditation, practice half an hour a day to get result, they have to start changing that thought right there. I have to create time. Instead, yes,
I think the world has become so manipulative and so demanding that, like per se, this morning my grandson has a baseball game.
Yes.
And I was debating, should I go there? And then I had to make a hard decision.
Right.
And on behalf of me, right? I needed to be here because of me.
Right.
And then, but the guilt, right? I feel so guilty about not going to his first ball game. So like, there's gonna be other times, but I have to preserve Saturdays from 10 to 11:30 for myself.
Right.
And that's, but your mind keeps on thinking, says, well, how dare you're not gonna do this? So it's something that you need to be aware of how you need to think, and then make the decisions of the correct things for your own self.
Right. So you brought up the point that awareness of what our needs are need to be there, right? And I mean, we all love our family and we all want to do a lot for our family, but at some point we need to say, I need to do this for me so that I can be there for my family, right? And it's all about sacrifice, but that bring up another point that we have to make the right decision, right view, right decision, right? Or right view, right thinking, right decision will lead to the right result. Because sometimes you do a lot for others, you sacrifice yourself for others, but then in the end, the result's not good. Because you become sick and you will no longer be able to be there for your family. But if you make the right decision and you say, okay, I still do things for my family, but I can only do things to a certain extent. I can't go all out because I have to take care of myself. That way I will be there for my family for a longer time, right? Yeah. So what this session is about is to bring awareness to the importance of, of thoughts and how we need to be aware of our own thoughts so that we can change the pattern of our thoughts, so that we can so it can lead to change in habit or change in action and then the end result. Because we go through life just thinking, I've got to do this, I've got to do this, I've got to do this. This is life. This is life. I have a conversation with my hairdresser yesterday, and she said, well, I said, well, if the world is full of people living peacefully and being aware, and we won't have war and we won't have suffering out there, wouldn't it be so wonderful? And she said, well, then it's not life. So some people won't change the way they think. They think this is life, and they just live that life. This is it. There is no other way. And changes can't happen. So they're fixed in their thoughts. And when your thoughts are so fixed and rigid, and you're not open to other way of thinking or way of life, then you won't be able to see what could be, So, but why are we talking about this in the Mindfulness Center? Why?
Mindfulness Center.
Yeah.
Mindfulness Center.
No,
Right?
no, because we think that mindfulness practice is a tool. It's a tool that allows people to cultivate their awareness. It's always a mindfulness practice is a practice of cultivating awareness. You can cultivate your awareness of your thoughts, and in the previous sessions, I talked about cultivating awareness of your senses. So your thoughts lead to other things, but your other senses also lead to other things in life too. It's not just your thoughts, right? Yes, Kelly.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense what you're saying.
Yeah.
And but most powerful thing in a human being
Yes.
It's not how strong you are.
Right.
It's not how smart you are.
Right.
It's how conscious you are. Your awareness of who you really are.
Yes.
It's not your body.
Right.
It's not your thought. It's who you really are. It's this awareness, and that's the most powerful thing. And the
Right.
people don't know that,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why we meditate.
Right.
Most powerful thing. And once we realize that, we once we realize that means we have ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need anything.
Yes.
From outside.
Right.
And then you got yourself, and you're content, and you're peaceful, and you live a full life.
Yeah.
And that's most important thing, and people are not aware of it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you agree that without practicing mindfulness meditation, you won't have that?
Oh no, I don't have that understanding.
Change in your life, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
What we gotta have that understanding. It's not the health, or it's not the all this and the money or power. Right. It's nothing to do with
right.
Finding out who we really are.
Yes.
We are this consciousness, this spirit within
Yes.
us, and then make us the most stable.
Yes.
And have a most peaceful life, enjoyable life. And then you start to enjoy everything. Almost everything's beautiful. I mean, yeah. That's the secret of life. It's an open secret. It's not a secret. It's all open, but we don't know it.
Yes.
And then that's, that's why, meditation to me, essence,
Mm-hmm.
and the most important thing in life. But thanks.
Yeah. And it's backed up with research, right? So we have so much research on this mindfulness practice that the benefits are there if you practice. There's no question that the benefits will come if you practice. So let me guide you into this practice then. So in mindfulness meditation, we use the breath as the basic tool. So it helps you to focus. Once you know how to focus on your breath, then you can start to focus on your other senses, like the eyes, the ears, the nose, the mouth, the body, and the mind. And you practice through, you don't have to do this sitting in the quiet place. So I want to stress that. You can do this awareness practice in any position and doing any action. You can do this as you do laundry or you walk outdoor. So use your tool whenever you lose track of your focus. Bring it back to your breath as the basic tool. And then it helps you to calm down very quickly. And then once you are comfortable and still, then you go into whatever you want to focus on. So in this session, we can practice how to focus in our thoughts. So I will, from time to time remind you to return to yourself, return to your breath, but you know what you're thinking. So I want you to practice focusing, being aware of your thought, what you're thinking, how does it make you feel, what does it make you want to do, and so on. Okay, so let's just make ourselves comfortable. You can sit cross-legged, you can sit just like Heidi. The main thing is to feel comfortable. Your back needs to be supported and not slumped down like that. Okay, so let's take a few deep breaths in and out. So deep breath in, and then slowly breathing out. Now, the slower your out breath, the better it is. Deep breath in, and slowly breathing out. Deep breath in, and slowly breathing out. And you can close your eyes and just feel your body starting to relax, your shoulders not tight. Start bringing your awareness to your breath. So breathing in, you know you are breathing in. And breathing out, you know you are breathing out. You stay in with your breath. Breathing in, you know that you are breathing in deep and slow. Breathing out, you know that you are breathing out slower than you breathe in. Just practice breathing in and out, slowly bringing your awareness back to your body. Return to your breath. Return to this present moment. And remind yourself that this is the non-judgmental practice. So no matter what and how you do with your breath, don't judge yourself whether you're doing it wrong or right. Bring your awareness to the breathing, how the air is moving in and out through your nose. How your ears are hearing noises. How your mouth is feeling. And how your skin is feeling. Do you feel the breeze of air on your skin? How is your position as you sit? Are you tight or are you relaxed? And allow your body to totally relax. And keep deep breathing in and out. Now bring your awareness to your thoughts. In this present moment, what are your thoughts? what are coming into your mind. How are you feeling with your thoughts? Are you staying with your thoughts? Are you well aware of your thoughts? And are you staying awake with your thoughts? Deep breathing in and slowly breathing out. And you recognize your thoughts as helpful or not helpful, negative or positive. And can you use this awareness of your thoughts to change your way of thinking? You can say positive affirmation to yourself, like, I can do this. I want to do this. And I know through practice I will get good results. I can change my thoughts. I want to practice positive thinking. And I know positive thinking will lead to positive results. Deep breathing in and slowly breathing out. Return to your mind, return to your thoughts, return to this present moment. If you have a negative thought, just be kind to your thoughts. I see you. I recognize you. And I'm letting you go. Deep breathing in. Slowly breathing out. And it's okay when you have no thoughts at all. Just focus on your breath. Deep breathing in and slowly breathing out. Recognizing your thoughts as they come and go. Deep breathing in, slowly breathing out. tell yourself to return to this moment and return to this body. If you find your mind wander, deep breathing in, slowly breathing out. Now start to slowly bring the awareness back into this present moment, back to this room, and back to your senses. How do you feel? How do your arms and legs feel? And slowly moving your toes or your fingers. And you can slowly open your eyes. And bring us back into this present moment. Okay, so that's it. I think 10 or 15 minutes of practice mindfulness meditation, bringing the awareness back to our senses and our thoughts. So who have tingling in the feet? I do. So I think, when you practice over and over and over again, you can actually focus on one area that you want to focus on, right? So this is just a little practice, how you can use your breath to bring yourself back into focus, and then start to bring your mind to focus on your thought. This is kind of mind on mind, right? Mind on mind practice, which is not easy. So I know you come for the first time and I chose a very hard practice to start on, but mind on mind is kind of the last thing that we focus on after we practice, focusing on our breaths and our skin and our breathing and our hearing. We've done that in the previous sessions, but maybe in the future session when you come, we'll do that again. But let's stand up and do some stretching, and we can go and do walking meditation, because I think we've been sitting down for a while now, so, and my legs are kind of numb. So we can move our legs. Okay, so let's take a few deep breaths in raise our arm up, and then slowly breathing out and put our arms down like this. Deep breath in, and slowly breathing out with bringing our arms down. And deep breath in, and bring our arms back down with that out breath. And then we can turn, deep breath in like this with our arms up, turn our fingers inside out and turn, breathe out, turn to the right, and then breathe in, turn to the center, then breathe out, turn to the left, and then breathe in, turn to the center, and then breathe out. Let's do 2 more times like that. Breathe in with the arms up, turn our finger inside out like that, and then breathe out, turn the right to the right, breathe in, turn back to the center, breathe out, turn to the left, and breathe in, turn to the center, and breathe out. Okay, 1 more time. Deep breathing in, then breathe out to the, turn to the right, breathe in, turn back to the center, breathe out, turn to the left, breathe in, turn to center, and breathe out. Now, we need to do a few movements with our legs. Let me just see how we can do this. So we do the back first, okay? So we can put our legs wide apart like that. And then breathe in with the arms up, and then breathe out, bend down and try and touch our toes. And then breathe in, raise your arms to the knees, like straighten your back, and then breathe out, going back down, and then breathe in all the way up, and breathe out. Okay. And then let's do 2 more times. Breathe in with the arms up, breathe out, going down, try and touch the toes. Breathe in, raise up, straighten your back to the knees, and breathe out, go back down. Breathe in all the way up to the sky, and then breathe out with the arms down. 1 more time. Breathe in, up, breathe out, going down. Stretch out your back. Breathe in, go up to the knees, straighten your back out, and then breathe out, going back down. Breathe in, going all the way up and out. Okay, so let's do some leg movement like this, just to move our, and we can try and kick our heel to our buttock. That way. Good. So, all right. So we're ready for our walking meditation. Okay, so we practice walking meditation so that we know we can do meditation in any position, right? So for Steve and Heidi, initially when we learn how to practice walking meditation, we go one at a time, and I use the bell as a tool. So like if I do this, you will step up with 1 foot, okay, and then you breathe in, and then the next one you step up with the other foot, and then you breathe out. So you coordinate your deep breathing in and out, but this is a very slow practice. It teaches you to pay attention to your hearing sense. You coordinate, you hear the bell, and then you have to work so that you breathe in and you step up and you breathe out. So it requires a lot of concentration and focus But once you know how to do it, you don't have to do the walking meditation like this. So as you walk outdoor and you want to do the meditation, is just focus on your breath. So you can actually like walk 1 or 2 or 3 steps with just one breath, right? And then just work with your breath. But for the practice, we'll do it slow. So as I ring the bell, you can choose to step up with whatever foot you like. And with this practice, if you pay attention of how your gait and your stance is at the beginning and how it is at the end, okay? So let's take deep breath in and step up. one more circle. Okay, so that was our walking meditation. And we can sit down and just share our experience for a few moments before we start. So, how's everybody feeling with the practice? How do you feel? Let me just see who has the micro. Yep. Do we have the microphone? No. Okay, I'll just pass.
Oh yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So we can go around this way. Yeah. Yeah. So Heidi can. Yeah. Would you like to share your experience today since it's your first time here?
Yeah. Thank you so much for inviting me. It was really neat. I feel, like I can breathe a little better, not as shallow breathing. Just feel very relaxed. I thought that the sound of the bell was like really relaxing. Just, I don't know, it's like a, just a calming sound. And so, and I have to say, I haven't really stretched in a long time, and that felt really good. Just a stretch.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But thank you so much. I feel good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, it made a difference, especially the walking meditation.
Yeah.
I felt like my temperature dropped.
Oh.
So it calmed me down a lot. I was probably a little just too hyper at the beginning, and then I feel how I was able to calm and to be conscious of my toes and my breathing, actually. So it was a great practice. Thank you.
Yeah.
I do this many times, so I always feel relaxing too. I mean, that's normally is maybe once a week. That's whole 4 hours for me to be myself and treat myself right, I think. For the mindful mind and then power thought, it makes sense what you talk about, because not recently, but I think the power thought is really what you think is important to you. And then if you think that important enough to willing to change the mind of thought, is really changing life. So about 11 years now, I've been vegetarian. Before that, I want to be, but I cannot. And then once my mom went to India to visit the Buddha land, where Buddha enlightenment. She lived in the town or stay in the town. She told me after that, she's like, the whole town she went out, there's no meat or fish. The whole town was vegetarian. And then in my mind, it's like, what if I born on that town? I never know, what is it, meat and fish and stuff like that. So, and that make up my mind, I can do it.
Yeah.
And then I decide, I mean, before that, I want to be, but I cannot. Like, I eat one day, the next day, I crave on something, like I cannot. But with that just little story in my mind, I thought it's like, I know that's important. Like, okay, not just about Buddha thing, but good for your health, right? So long term, like, no killing animal, no eating. And then I just make up my mind. It's like, what if I live in that town, born in that town? I can do it. So power of thought, like I agree with her, very powerful. That's one thing changed the way that I'm thinking. And then I've been doing that, and I still cook regular food for my kids. I have lobster right here. I have steak right here. I'm still not craving for it.
Mhm.
So I really is strong. The power of thought, whatever you think is important to you, like even changing, like getting to meditation to change your life, to help your health, you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your mind of thought very strong. I can see it in me. So
Yeah. It can change your life.
yeah, it's changing your
your
thought,
thoughts
changing
change
your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, changing the result.
Yeah. Your thoughts change your life, your habit.
Yeah, I'm really appreciate to be here every week to learn new thing every week. So she kind of and instructor kind of come up with all kind of things. You can learn little thing at a time, so it will change your life.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well, power of thought. And as long as we are aware of what we are thinking, and we can kind of watch, how we're going to respond to this thought.
Mm-hmm.
And then really that will may change, whole life actually.
Yes.
How we're going to respond to thought comes in.
Mm-hmm.
And so, that is a real essence of meditation, actually.
Yeah.
And so, I really, putting attention into, what is thought. I think that is really a good question. Yeah. And then I'm really grateful for, being here this beautiful day, and with all the, beautiful beings, practicing together. It's really, special. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Just very relaxed.
Yes.
And in terms of thoughts, I practice more empty mind as much as possible, just focusing on breathing. But you have the ability to decide whether you're going to embrace something that comes to mind or you're going to reject it. And so,
Yes. Can you tell us more about the empty mind, please? Yeah.
John Lennon said, "Turn off your mind, relax, and float downstream."
Yeah.
And that's one way to describe it. The other way would be, or another way would be that I don't allow thoughts in. It's just focus on breathing. You hear the air handlers, you hear the water in the background, but you don't pay attention.
Yeah.
So it's probably not a very good explanation, but that's it. So
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
So on the thoughts, years ago, someone explained it to me that we have these thoughts that go around in our head, and it was a very good visual for me, because then when you're in a good place or you're being healthy, you dump those negative, the thought might go in your head because we're all human, but then you dump dump that thought, right? And it like goes out of your brain, and then you don't react, or you don't have the behavior that follows the action. So that's what I started doing, and it just takes, it allowed me to take a moment when someone would say something or just a circumstance, and I would pause. And but this is taking it one step further with the meditation, because it really requires me to help me stay in the moment, and that then helps me when I'm out in life. Because once I started practicing this, it carries over. I may not be able to meditate every day, but it gives me the tool, like you said, to take that moment to breathe in and focus with that thought, and then determine what I'm going to do with it.
Right.
So,
Thanks, Kristen. Yeah, kind of following you. I feel the same way. I think sometimes for me, my meditation, I try to empty my thoughts so that my crazy monkey brain doesn't constantly wander. It's like squirrel, 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 So to think about the thought and really listen to my thought and figure out, is that something that I need to manifest, or is that something that's just busy chatter? I'm not crazy. I'm just saying, because there's a lot of thoughts that do go through my mind, and try to, like what Kristen says, in regards to, is this something that I need to think about it further, or just dump it? And for me, sometimes the busyness keeps me not focused on whatever, whether it's pain or grief or whatever else, or that's going on in my life. It just, instead of staying in that moment and go through it, I try to jump it to something else, if that makes sense. So, but coming here every Saturday, or as much as I can, it helps me to stay refocused, and it helps me to feel more grounded and at peace. It's so different doing it as a group than try to do it at home. I don't stay as focused, and I try to rush it. So it helps to walk as a group and listening to the bell, because even though sometimes I do it with an app with the bell, it's not the same. I'm like, oh, okay, boy, my vacuum needs to be gotten back out. Okay, well, gee whiz, I thought I'd water that plant, but it's looking pretty sad. So I tend to be, again, that monkey squirrel brain where it's like jumping too much. So thank you for hosting this.
Yeah. So I would like to go back to the idea of emptying the mind. I think that is one tool when we need to relax and calm down. But then you have to face it once you're out of that moment of empty mind, right? When your mind starts thinking again, then you have to go back and face whatever you were trying to run away from. But when we practice awareness of our thought, we actually not running away from those thoughts. We are actually making ourselves facing them and befriend with them, and making good decisions from that. And so that is the next step, I think. That next step up, you can choose to empty your mind, and you can do it quite successfully if you focus on your thoughts. And I'm thinking about that. I think you still have one thought left. I'm focusing on my mind, on my breathing. That is the thought. So Dr. I think Amy Fletcher, who is very famous about teaching a Ziva meditation technique. And so Ziva meditation technique was all about breath work, not so much on the mind when I read her book. But she said, you know, we cannot stop the mind from thinking, just like we cannot stop our heart from beating. It will stop when it wants to stop. We cannot stop it. So the mind is another organ that we cannot stop the mind from thinking. There will be always one thought or two thoughts. Even when you try to focus on your breath, you're still thinking, I'm focusing on my breath, you know. So, but that is a way of giving you the peace of mind in that moment when you're trying to empty out your thought. But then before you go into that meditation practice where you empty out your mind, you had a lot of thoughts going on that worries you, right? And that you want to let go of them. I think by practicing the awareness of your thought and just make conscious decision about what to do with your thoughts will allow you to be able to be at peace with whatever situation arises in that moment. So you don't have to take yourself away from that situation to find peace, to try to empty your mind. So when you practice awareness of your thought, you can just deal with it right there and then. You know, oh, I see you, you know, I want to change you. I want to bring a different thought into this moment. Oh, okay, I see it. It's not good. It's bringing anxiety. Or I see it. I need to act on it. So the awareness of the present moment of your thought in that present moment allows you to make the right decision. And that's what we want to do, you know, through practice. And not about emptying the mind as such. I'm not saying that don't do it. I think it's still a tool. It's still a tool when you try to empty out your mind and just listen to the nature and everything. There will be moment when we need to do that. There will be moment when we need to do that. But if you practice bringing your awareness into your thought in the present moment and then make decision what to do with your thoughts, I think that's what will bring you more results, more peace in life, and also allowing you to change your whatever you want to change in your life. I think, yeah, good.
Cut out a lot of suffering.
It cut out a lot of suffering. Yes, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, suffering. What brings suffering? The thoughts.
Believing your thought.
Yeah. So, do we have to believe all of our thoughts? We shouldn't. You should not, because you know, certain things. If you keep believing in that thoughts that you have, then it will manifest in a negative way. If you have not very good thoughts, right?
Cause and effect.
Hmm?
Cause and effect.
Cause and effect. Yeah, cause and effect. So, yeah. So that's why when you are so aware of your thoughts and you can choose what you believe in and what you don't believe in. So let's say I'm just thinking of giving you an example of believing in your thoughts. Okay, so let's say I was listening to a story yesterday, and it's a very powerful story. It's like a story of this is in the wartime. So in the wartime, this couple, the man went to war. So the woman, when she was raising the son, so the couple had a son. The man went to war. The woman raised the child, and at home, you know, at nighttime when she was trying to put her son to sleep, she would talk to her son, and the son would say, you know, where's my daddy? And she would point to her shadow on the wall. and say, that's your dad. You know, your dad is always with us. And the woman also thought that, you know, she thought of her husband is as always being with her, you know, like the body and the shadow is always together. So in that kind of frame of mind, so loving thought. So the woman was thinking with a loving thought that the shadow is her husband, and so she told the child that the shadow is his dad. Then when the war was over, the husband returned home. Okay, and so the child wouldn't recognize him as the father. Because the child would say, no, my father only comes at night. Okay. Oh, so what? That put a thought into this man's head that his wife was unfaithful and was having an affair and only saw this man at nighttime. And so, so he was not treating his wife kindly, you know, with silence, you know, coldness, and even abandoned her from family ceremonies. So like we have family ceremonies to pray to the deceased, our ancestors. So when he had that ceremony in his home, he would abandon his wife from doing this ceremony, thinking that she was not worthy, you know. And so the wife became very depressed and committed suicide. Okay, so that thought that started in that man's led to the suicide, and then after that, you know, like he would be putting the child to bed at night, and so when he did that, the child said, "There's my dad on the wall." So then he realized what his wife was telling the child, and he was, you know, he was devastated, and he just couldn't turn back the clock because his wife was passed already. So, and I think this was in the village. They have a poem about that story. Oh, wow. Yeah. So, yeah, that single thought. So, if you believe in your thought like that, it can lead to detrimental result. And so we have to be very aware of our thought, and we cannot think something if there is no clear evidence of that. But that was a powerful story. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anything like that.
Yes, yeah. But that was a story that taught us, you know, back in our country. I think, I don't know if Judy heard about that, but it's a story in our, yeah. So to teach us to be, you know, mindful of our thoughts. Yes. Yeah. 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 Well, yes.
So now that I practicing this every day
Yes.
and have it under control,
Yeah.
it's happening now. But I have a really bad dreams at night.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So is it the mind just being stubborn, or how do you?
So when you practice, what happened when you practice?
When I practice, it helps.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I think I'm managing to learn the negative thoughts, and I try to be positive.
Yes.
But at night, like lately, I've been having like bad dreams.
Bad dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not expert on, you know, interpreting dreams, but I think psychologically, it partly reflects that you have subconscious anxiety or worry, or maybe, I don't know. In our culture, we do believe in past life experiences, you know, past life, and so when you start to bring your consciousness into realizing, you know, you become more conscious of your thoughts, you are more attuned to your past experience. and then that can come back in your dreams. I think that's my interpretation. So.
And I probably didn't put too much attention to it because as my
yeah. Yeah. It came and go. It's just like your thoughts.
Yeah, so it's the
yeah.
attitude that I'm
yeah.
I'm giving my mind a chance.
Yeah.
And it's being
Right.
a
Yeah.
pattern, I think.
Yeah.
It's just over time, I'll just
but like, yeah,
be as good as days or as
right. Like you gave an example of making a decision to come here today, and then you feel guilty because you're not at the ball game for your grandchild. Maybe that subconscious anxiety comes into the dream at night. Maybe. So you have to be confident with your decision without worry. Because if you make a decision and you worry, it's still there. It's still affecting you. You know, I think so. You know, I'm peaceful with my decision. I know this is a good thing, and I have no regret. I have no regret in making this decision, and I know my family understand me. They're not. So if you make a decision with the guilt or regret, then it's until you get over that hump of guilt and regret, it's going to come back in some form or another. I think it's going to manifest in some form or another.
Can I ask how old your grandson is?
He's 6.
He's 6. You ever thought of just telling him or talking to him, letting him know that you
Yeah, I
had
will let
okay.
him know.
Yeah.
Saturday at that time we have games, half an hour and then leave.
Yeah. I think like my life is busy, but when my children were younger, it was very hectic. But I had to make that decision, and I talked to my children, you know, so that they don't compare to other kids, because other kids have stay-at-home mom, and the mom would go everywhere with the activities, everywhere, every single thing. And I said, okay, I'm making time for you, but I have to do this to raise you, you know, and I'm doing my best. So that way, my children, they don't grow up blaming me for anything. They recognize that I did give them my best. Okay, and I don't regret it. Yeah, it's about yeah.
That's all we can do.
Right.
Our best.
Right.
Yeah. And then
Explaining, telling a different time for them, saying, hey,
yeah.
maybe this time I can do something for you, or let me cover up, or replacing the time.
But I think it makes my children stronger in a way, you know, because they come to accept that as a child.
oh, that's a very
Yeah.
good point.
Yeah, so they,
Make them strong.
yeah, some kids are just, you've got to be there for me, you've got to be there. So then, you know, they become demanding individuals. And if you don't get it, they get upset, you know. Whereas, you know, I train kids to say, okay, this is good, you know, it's okay. Yeah, it doesn't have to be this way. Yeah. And I think once they get over that, they grow through that.
Yeah, and probably he doesn't even care. It's just me.
Right. Yeah. You never know when you talk to your grandchild, he would say, "It's okay, grandma."
Yeah, it's sort of it's okay, mama.
It's okay, grandma.
We got this.
Yeah.
And I love the way we got this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, what is good for you and good for you too, because to make you happy, and you treat him better.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Well, with that, thank you everyone for your wisdom and your sharing, and thank you for coming and practice with me today. And I wish you all a very beautiful, peaceful, happy weekend. And I wish the same to all the people watching on YouTube. And namaste. Yes.